All right, guys, this lesson is on law of sines. Basically, what this law does, it helps you find any missing angle or missing side of any triangle, not just right triangles. So here we go. This is before we practice using trig ratios to find side lengths and angle measurements in only right triangles. So that's what we did the previous lessons to find angles and sides. It had to have been a right triangle to work. In this case, we don't have to use it though. So law of sines shows a proportional relationship between angles and their opposite sides. So for example, angle B matches up with side B across, angle A matches up with side A, and angle C matches up with side C. So they're just directly across from each other. Because I just say it can be used to find side lengths and angle measurements in any triangle. All right, so given triangle ABC, sine of angle A over side A equals sine of angle B over side B, which equals sine of angle C over side C. All right, so we can set up proportions with two of these three. So here's how it works. If I look at number one, 71 degrees is across from side X, and 35 degrees is across from side 12. So I can set up my proportion using the sine ratios. So I will go sine 71 over side X, sine 71 over X equals sine 35 over side 12. And just like the last chapter, we got to cross multiply. So 12 times sine 71 equals X times sine 35. And it's just basically one step, guys. To get X by itself, I just have to divide both sides by sine 35. So over on the right side, they cancel out, bring down the X, and then I just type in the left-hand side. So it doesn't matter what calculator I have. I'll just use an old TI-30 here. But same concept, even if you have a graphing calculator. Type in sine 12 times sine of 71. Oh, by the way, make sure you guys are in degree mode in your calculators. Whether you're using a graphing calculator or old, make sure you're in degree mode. Close it up, so 12 times sine 71 divided by sine 35. Answer is 19, round to the nearest tenth, so 19.8. Number two, those guys go together, and then those guys go together, right? So let's go sine of 114 over X equals sine of 18 over 5. Cross multiply. 5 times sine 114 equals X times sine 18. Divide both sides by sine 18. This will be the last problem where I show all of my work because this step is the same for all of these. Cancel out on the right. One more time, show you how to type it in. 5 times sine 114. Close it up. Divided by sine 18. Answer is 14.8 rounded. Okay, number three. Go a little faster now. These guys match up. Those guys match up. Sine 59 over X equals sine 73 over 20. Cross multiply. X times sine 73 equals 20 times sine 59. Divide both sides by sine 73. To do it correctly, the answer comes out to be 17.9. Okay, now tricky one over here. Those two sides match up, but I don't know what's across from X. I don't know the angle. We can figure it out though, right? We know there's 180 degrees inside of a triangle. So if I add these two, then subtract from 180, that leaves me with 31 degrees. So now I can set up my proportion, but I had to find the missing angle first before I could set up my proportion. All right, so sine 31 over x equals sine 96 over 27. Cross multiply, x times sine 96 equals 27 times sine 31. Divide both sides by sine 96. Answer comes out to be 14 rounded. Number 5, once again, you got to find the missing angle. So 180 minus those two comes out to be 48. So the x and 48 go together. 29 and the 15 go together. Sine x over 48. Sorry, sine 48 over x equals sine 29 over 15. Cross multiply, x times sine 29 equals 15 times sine 48. Divide both sides by sine 29. Answer comes out to be 23. Number 6, once again, you got to find the missing angle. That's 89. So those two go together. Those two go together. Extra info right there. Sine 89 over x equals sine 58 over 25. Cross multiply. X times sine 58 equals 25 times sine 89. Divide both sides by sine 58. Comes out to be 29.5 rounded. Next page. All right, number 7, once again, you got to find the missing angle. This comes out to be 40. Those two go together, and then the x and the 23 go together. All right, so we'll have sine 23 over x equals sine 40 over 29. Cross multiply. X times sine 40 equals 29 times sine 23. Divide both sides by sine 40. X comes out to be 17.6 rounded. Number 8, got to find the missing angle first. 80. X goes with the 39. 18 and the 80 go together. All right, so sine of 39 over side x equals sine of 80 over 18. Cross multiply. X times sine 80 equals 18 times sine 39. Divide both sides by sine 80. X comes out to be 11.5 rounded. All right, number 9, a little bit different. Now, if you check out numbers 9 through 14, now you're missing an angle. So a little bit different for the second half. So if you kind of want to cut your paper in half a little bit, this is where it gets a little different now, okay? Now we're finding a missing angle using our sine ratios as opposed to using ratios to find a missing side. So now we got to find a missing angle. The same setup. X and 9 go together. 77 and 14 go together. So sine of x over 9 equals sine of 77 over 14. Same thing, cross multiply. 14 times sine x equals 9 times sine 77. Okay, now what I need to do is this. I'm going to multiply both sides by 9 here, right? I did it, I cross multiplied. But now I need to get rid of this 14 first. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to divide by 14. Left side they cancel. I bring down sine x. Now, this entire right-hand side, I'm going to type into my calculator in a sense, or I can do it all in one step, right? But for teaching purposes, I'm going to type in all at once real quick. So we have 9 times sine of 77, close it up, divided by 14. Let's go to 4 spots. And because it gives us more accurate of what that actual degree is going to be if you go to 4 spots. So go to 4 spots. So 0.6264, let's call it. So 0.6264. And from last lesson, we know to solve for a missing angle, we have to multiply both sides by the inverse. So inverse of sine, inverse of sine. Left side, they cancel out. So in the calculator, it's second sine of 0.6264. So second sine, see how it comes up? 0.6264. Close it up. Answer is 38.9 degrees, we'll call it. I'm sorry, 38.8 degrees. Make sure your calc's in degree mode, right? So 38.8 is the answer. Number 10. 126, 31 go together. X and the 15 go together. All right, so sine of x over 15 equals sine of 126 over 31. Cross multiply. 31 times sine x, equals 15 times sine 126. Didn't mean to put a line in that one, sorry. Divide both sides by 31. So I'd have sine x equals 15 times sine 126 over 31. All right, so let's type in that right-hand side. So one more time, so make sure you guys type it in right. It's 15 times sine of 126, close it up, divided by 31. Go to 4 spots. 0.3915. 0.3915. Second sine, inverse sine, both spots. Left side, they cancel. So just type in second sine of 0.3915. Answer is 23 degrees. All right, next 4, I'm not going to show all of my work, but hopefully you can figure out how to type it in with numbers 9 and 10. So a little quicker now. X and 21 go together. 61, 24 go together. Sine of x over 21 equals sine 61 over 24. Multiply, cross multiply. 24 times sine x equals 21 times sine 61. Divide both sides by 24. And save some time. That comes out to be 0.7653. Inverse sine both sides. Degree comes out to be 49.9 degrees. So I'm not showing all my work, just giving you step by step by step. Number 12, x 28 go together. 12 and 25 go together. Sine x over 28 equals sine 25 over 12. Cross multiply. 12 times sine x equals 28 times sine 25. Divide both sides by 12. Sine x comes out to be 0.9861. Inverse sine of both sides. Degree comes out to be 80.4. Two more. 94 and 43, x and 37 go together. Sine of x over 37 equals sine 94 over 43. Cross multiply. 43 times sine x equals 37 times sine 94. Divide both sides by 43. Sine x comes out to be 0.8584. Inverse sine of both sides. Degree comes out to be 59.1 degrees. Last one, we're 14. X and 7 go together. 1882 go together. Sine x over 7 equals sine 82 over 18. Cross multiply. 18 times sine x equals 7 times sine 82. Divide both sides by 18. Sine x comes out to be 0.3851. Inverse sine of both sides. Solution 22.6 degrees. That is it for law of sines.